Hi, today we'll talk about discovering your inner wisdom. Three powerful ways to go within. A lot of us, we think that what are we doing? When we are stressed, when we are going through life and challenges come to us, how to deal with that. And, and you have heard lots of gurus, a lot of spiritual teachers talking about going within. But most of us ask how to go within, how to connect with yourself. What does the inner wisdom look like or it feels like? Because yes, somebody can say and connect with yourself. How do you connect with yourself? And again, how does it look like? How do I know that I'm connecting to myself? I'm connecting to my inner wisdom, And so I'm here today to talk about three different ways, which I'm sure you know about it, you have heard it, but I want to put my perspective, how I did it, and maybe you might get some clues, some ideas how you can do it. Hi, my name is Sangeeta Dewan. I'm a life coach and an energy healer. Yes, Reiki healer. It's the life force that flows through us. And that's where it's so important. I remember when I did energy healing a few years back in 2013, it is like becoming aware of this energy that is flowing through us. That is the life force. We all have it. That's when we are alive, we are breathing, but we are not aware of it. So going within means taking the time to look within yourself, to connect with the true essence of who you are. That's where you will find inner wisdom. And quite a lot of us, when we try in the beginning, we don't connect to it. Why? Because there is so much noise around us, in our mind. I remember asking somebody to sit and try to do meditate, and they said they can't because there's so much noise is coming in their head from left, right, and center, and everything that was hidden, that they haven't thought about for years. It just comes up. Why? Because you have not taken a break. You haven't sat down with yourself to connect with yourself and to get to know you and what's going on. And it's high time that we take time to self reflect, because it really, really improves the quality of our life when we take that time. It's like when a friend come to you in a need, or a family member, you take your time to connect with them, to ask them like what's going on, what's bothering them, and you comfort them, or you suggest certain things to them. Why not to take that time for yourself? Why not to have that level of care towards yourself? So, if you take time, I can promise that'll bring you more clarity, more peace, and more purpose in your life. And so very first thing, I remember when somebody asked me to meditate, I was like, no, I can't sit quietly and concentrate or not think about something. Meditation is not about not thinking anything, because that's not going to happen. Your mind is not going to stop thinking. It's about being okay with where your mind is going, but just still try to focus on your breath, because that's how we are connected. That's the life force. So when we close our eyes and we just concentrate or breathe deeply, one, it relaxes our mind. And it's okay if your mind, it's a monkey mind. If you say, I don't want to think, you're going to think everything. So we are not going to avoid that. We are going to accept that and saying, it's okay if my mind is going, on some kind of journey. Say, bring it back. Take a deep breath in and say, okay, I'm going to now focus more on my breath. So it's about bringing it back. It's like a little child. Our mind is like a little, child that wants to go here and go there and play. It's not about stopping that child. It's about bringing it back where it needs to be, gently, lovingly, and by accepting it. So regular practice of meditation, when you do it regularly, before you know it, you know, you will be able to quiet your mind. You will be able to, again, there is no such state as no thought. You will think, but maybe slowly you will start thinking positive things. Maybe you'll start observing your mind and saying, actually, that needs to look looked in, because I have not taken time out, because I have kept myself busy. And I know I hear a lot of people all the time saying, but I'm busy, I don't have time. You know why we keep ourselves too busy? Because we are too afraid to stay connected to ourselves. We are too afraid to sit, because now we have to deal with certain things that we've been putting under the rug, because we gave this excuse, because we are too busy. We are too busy to slow down. We are too busy to pause. But you know what? That's not the way to live a peaceful and joyful life. So if you can try it, what helped with me was guided meditations, because other meditations were not helping me. I couldn't focus on the candle. I couldn't focus on something else. But see, our mind is programmed to think one thing at a time. So if I am guided by somebody else's voice, I am not going to think about the things that are going wrong in my life. And that's why that helped with me. There are several ways of meditating. I can share it in one of the other videos as well. But for me, guided meditations helped me, because it guided my mind to a certain place, to a beautiful place where I can breathe, I can imagine, I can visualize certain things. Second way of connecting with yourself is journaling, writing stuff down, whatever is bothering you. Just sit down and put your feelings in a journal and saying, hey, I'm feeling anxious today, or I'm feeling really stressed, or I'm worried, or I'm in pain, I'm grieving, all kind of emotions, or I'm afraid to take that next step, or I'm fearful, what if, just write everything that comes down to it. Again, do not try to change what you're feeling. It's okay. Let it flow through you. I always say that you have to feel it to heal it. So when we put down everything, what we are feeling, it's like you're accepting it. Then you can look at it, and then you can ask yourself that question: why I'm feeling fearful? Why I'm going through this anxiety? What is there to be afraid of? And it'll take you somewhere in your life where maybe you have not looked at before, maybe because it was a too difficult situation to look, maybe it was too painful. So slowly, when you start writing, you'll get used to it. It'll become a habit. It'll become a second nature of you, that before you go to bed, you say, okay, what am I worried about? Because sometimes I hear a lot of my clients saying that we can't sleep, at night. So I always say to them, okay, get a diary, put down your thoughts. What are you worried about? What are you afraid? Because sometimes when things are in our mind, that energy keeps, stuck in there. And once it's outside, we can actually see, well, actually, there's nothing too much to be afraid of. Or if it is, what can I do? That'll be a second question to ask. Okay, this is the situation. What next? What can I do now to change that situation? But if it is just in your head, it's going to keep that cycle of worry or stress keep going, because you're not seeing it clearly. Once it's on the paper, you can see it clearly and you can deal with it. Third thing is mindful self-inquiry. Again, asking yourself, if you're stressed, or if something is going on in your life, make a cup of tea, sit down with yourself, maybe in a garden, maybe if the weather isn't great, inside, and say, what's going on? How I'm feeling? What are my emotions? How am I behaving in this moment while I'm experiencing this challenge or this pain? And have this curiosity, like a child. What's going on? What can I do? What's going wrong? What's going right? And be really open with it. A lot of the times, I remember actually, and there was a client, I asked her to write things, what's going on? And she said, I don't know what's going on. So she was so afraid to open up to her own self, and if we are even afraid to talk to ourselves, to look within, how are we going to connect to other people in an intimate way, in a deep way? We are always going to have this wall over our heart, over our eyes, that we will not let other people in, because we are so afraid to let ourselves in. So, ask those questions and be open, no matter what comes, no matter it's good, bad, or ugly. It's okay. We have all those parts. And until and unless you see it, you will not deal with it. And suppressing is not going to help, because that's going to later on harm you rather than help you. So I really, really hope that, by doing these three simple steps, or even just do one, it's okay. Do something to connect with yourself, because I can tell you that after 6 months of me doing meditation, because I was in a very dark place. I was depressed, and I don't know where my life was heading. And I just promised to myself that I need to connect to myself. I need to find a way out, because I don't want to live like that. And most of the people didn't know around me that I was going through it, and we don't share that, or sometimes we don't know even how we are feeling and what's going on. So after 6 months of doing meditation with me, one day I remember taking this sigh of relief and saying, wow, actually, I'm not afraid of those hidden thoughts. I'm not afraid of my past. I'm not afraid of the pain or challenges. I know who I am. I know in the past I have dealt with things with courage, with strength. So why am I afraid of things? And it just sometimes happen overnight. But again, overnight means after certain practices, after a long, long time, you do that. But it's about consistency. You have to do it on daily basis, because like I say to people, you brush your teeth every day, you have shower every day, you go to work, you wake up every day, you breathe, you eat every day. Why not something as simple and as deep and as powerful as connecting with yourself? Why not to do that daily? So whatever your practice is, whether it's meditation, whether it's journaling, whether it's just sitting with yourself in a quiet place and asking yourself, inquiring from yourself, hey, how are you doing today? Or what happened with the situation? What is happening to you? Why are you feeling pain or disappointment? Talk to yourself, and so you can connect with yourself deeply. And I can promise there is so much wisdom inside you, because you're a powerful soul, you're a powerful creator. We all are. And you will find solutions, you will find that you can deal with life um, much more easily. And yes, it's not always going to be pleasant, but yet, if you're there for yourself, guess what? Other people will show up for you as well. So I hope that helped, and I really hope that you do these practices, and do comment and let me know if you already do these practices, how it changed your life, or if you're willing to do that for yourself. That's part of self-love and self-care, and I really hope you do that. And till next time, you take care. Bye bye.